I'm not much of a storyteller.
That's actually not true. I've worked alongside Juliet Botescu for 9 years now, and she does a lot of things well, including telling stories. In this conversation, she talks about her childhood in rural Romania, teaching herself English, coming to America, and earning her college degree.
My parents managed to improve the life conditions little by little, and it took a long time. But yes, my childhood years were on a dirt floor and with oil lamp. It was really hard to have that little cash that would buy you a pound of sugar or anything that you could not make with your two own hands. Yes, I do remember the times when in the winter evenings we had to take the oil lamp to go out to the barn, make sure the doors are locked, make sure everything is settled down for the night. When they started to want a wood floor, they just put planks on the top of the dirt floor. I ended up, half of my childhood, I remember the dirt floor and then the floor that had the wood planks on top.
Well, and you worked out in the fields. I mean, you herded sheep
and cow and all the animals that we needed to produce the food and sustenance for a large family.
How many kids in your family?
5 girls.
No boys?
No boys. 2 grandparents and my parents. We all lived together, worked together.
How big was your house?
2 rooms. Of course, with 5 kids, you could bunch a lot of them in a small space.
So you went off to school in a big city of Oradea when you were what, 13, 12?
14. I probably
14.
was 14 after finishing 8th grade.
How did you learn to speak English and French and Spanish?
One day at a time, one book at a time, and a lot of notepads and handwriting in between.
And because after you graduated from school, you worked in a factory.
I did.
Did you learn to speak English while you were working there?
Yes, I bought a conversational dictionary.
Translation
Dictionary, and start reading through. And when you start looking at those letters and try to make those sounds, it's not as easy as Rosetta Stone might make it sound. So I would carry my book with me everywhere. If I happened to have a few spare minutes, I would not waste them. And people would look at me and laugh. What do you think you're gonna need that for? Where do you think you're gonna go to ever use it?
Why did you want to leave Romania?
An opportunity to see other things, do things differently, and our selfish interest is to better yourself, to better your life. And at the same time, it's an adventure.
I know you well enough to know that you're not in this for an easier life. You are determined. You put your mind on something, you decide you're going to do it, and you go and you do it, right?
So that's the love of a challenge, is it not? Not thinking of yourself only. You want to see if you can do something. You determine you're going to do something, you know you can do it. Yes, it takes a lot of work. I'm hoping my children can appreciate the sacrifices that the parents made to make things better and easier ultimately for them.
But you put yourself through college.
I did.
While you were here.
Good grades, a full-time job, and the willingness to go to night school for 4 years got me a college degree.
One of my favorite sayings of yours is, do the best you can
with the can you got. Might be rusty, dented, but it's the can you got.
How do you think of yourself as a person? Or do you think of yourself as a person?
I'm a person, all right. Don't you dare try telling me otherwise.